I think that makes his team somewhat unpredictable as well. You can go in expecting to see a certain pick out of Zeek and suddenly surprising you with the other. Angel straight off the bat though. keloqz did not have his cornflakes this morning, straight down here in round one, and Shao a little bit too far ahead of the rest of his team.
An interesting one. He got the kill with the Sheriff. I think the HUD is showing that he currently has a ghost, so I'm guessing there's something gone amok with the HUD, unless that was just an insane shot with a gun that he doesn't even have. But definitely interesting to see someone on a Gecko seemingly not actually buying up that extra utility behind it. So we'll see how that's actually going to play out. But a huge opening kill already coming up for NAVI. And there needs to be a response here, relatively quick. The thing is, though, Heretics, they've got a good read. They're actually going to stack up on this side of the map.
They are. They've got the utility as well to play for it. You've got to be mindful about that split coming in through mid at the same time. So it's a good idea coming out of NAVI, but so far, as you say, a good read from Heretics. The Harbor rotating back away. The other three all sticking on A, at least for now.
30 seconds left.
Quick entry. Looking to try and go through. Leading the charge. This fight is so awkward. It's just one of the ugliest fights I think I've ever seen. Luckily, Zyppan is going to find that opener for the team and get them into that after plant. No real response coming just yet, and this retake's already looking tough.
It's came with more of a test of left-clicking prowess, I think, more than anything else, rather than aim itself. But it has come down to this point, as you can see, where things are stacking up against them here. Zyppan finds yet another, completely shutting them out, but AvovA almost bringing things back, at least for a second on site itself. 3 players still stacked up against him, though. This has got NAVI written all over it.
Yeah, they've got gravity well for the after plant, and, well, SUYGETSU already going to be swinging out as well, so an ease best case for NAVI going into one of these early rounds, so it's a terrifying prospect for the side of Heretics, and that's a very bad start. Boo down within seconds, and then they catch the timing on both players through mid. NAVI are just trouncing Heretics in their first buy round, and I think ready. Almost there. There we go.
That's better. Much more warmed up the second time of asking. They ain't going to let you down in this crowd, are they, Tom?
Love it here in Berlin.
They're on your side with that one. I mean, really, that might be the most excitement you get from this game, because NAVI
You're giving up after 3 rounds? You're giving up that quick?
I mean, if the rounds were a little more competitive at points, round 1 especially, and this round have just been an absolute slaughter from NAVI. And it's not at all trying to write Heretics off, but, well, actually, no, I'm a liar. I actually am trying to do that. Looking at how things went for them last week, you're hard-pressed to think it really goes much differently against NAVI, who, for all intents and purposes, are still a top team that we have here in EMEA, even if they aren't quite going flawless the same way Fnatic are.
They're hunting. They're looking for that remaining player. keloqz is very far away at this stage, so I think clearing him out is going to be... And now they can gamble, rotate everybody in.
Oh, man. I mean, you're relying on having such a big start in this round, and sure, you've got players behind them following up, but look at that. It's the Angel Slaughterfest. Sure, keloqz gets one back, Mixwell into a second. cNed keeps things going on the side of NAVI, finds a second as well. It's going to be a 4-0 here, completely expectedly, given what they walked into this round with in the arsenal.
Any extra damage would be nice, but at this stage, the economy of NAVI is off the charts. Like, to win what was your quote-unquote bonus round and win it cleanly at that, then go hunting down players, NAVI are looking... You just know that they've lost a lot of map control.
It's been a good read. I love the wall that's kind of snaked this way as well.
Oh, this is nasty.
As well. A sock on top of the molly, not quite going to find a target though. Zyppan, he cannot be stopped this game either. Finds himself 2 as Shao collects the 3rd, and Shao NAVI are in a 5v or 4v2, sorry.
That was such a cool execution. Another cheer from the crowd. Gotta say, I'm loving it.
I mean, you asked for it.
I did ask for it, but you know, you don't always believe that you have that sort of pull. Like, I don't know.
You don't believe in this Berlin crowd?
No, I don't believe in myself.
No comment.
AvovA at least going to get one on the exits. That execution, though, was beautiful from NAVI. It left keloqz with nowhere left to stand, so he's forced backwards, and then his teammate gets hit by the thrash close, so he doesn't even have a gun as they enter into the site. It made things so easy for NAVI. Like, you watch it from, I think it was the POV of Zyppan, he walks in and get a double open, and you go, wow, that looked really easy, but it was all off the back of the utility, basically clearing out all of the backside, a grav well to try and hold him into that mosh, and that's the thing we talk about with the mosh pit. It's so powerful, but I want to see Gecko every single game now.
Keep on watching NAVI, and I'm sure you will. They've played him, I think, across 4 maps so far.
Well, retake being attempted. Cove put down will at least try and bait them in to use some of that utility they had left on the spike. SUYGETSU coming in on the flank is going to drop one, but they're just trying to stick the defuse. Zyppan, though, with an amazing flash. Just gets two completely blinded and just lands the headshot as well. Filthy from Zyppan. He wasn't even
Got to pick up the pace.
But this is the thing.
Oh, I love this.
I am looking at this round now for Heretics, and if they lose this one, I almost call it done. They've got so much map control. They know exactly where they're splitting through. If they can deny Shao from here, they have such an opportunity. But already cNed's going to get the opener. This gives them a good chance to plant. Boo might be able to end the round. They just get the spike plant in. And now it's left to cNed and Shao, who's found another kill. This is starting to fall apart for Heretics.
It is as well. I mean, really, that Killjoy lockdown was the big difference maker because it forced two players in towards A main and in towards the waiting arms of Shao. Now, he's only managed to find one, but he's kept himself alive, which means there's another angle to play off here. But they don't know about cNed towards one side. Zeek does find two, and Heretics will prevent what could have been a very miserable half if they did not find a single round.
Yeah, they had to use a lot to basically get that round over.
They've also had the Viper's Pit on A main. Neither of those particularly appealing for the attackers to push into, so the only option that's really left is mid. And Zeek was up there ready to greet them, does find one on towards cNed, but it was immediately answered. And this again is where Navi are left with the choice. Let's also not ignore Mixwell coming up behind them on the flank through mid though. If they choose to dial back, he might find this kind of kill, and that is massive, because now they're being shot in from three sides, but looks the wrong way.
I just didn't realize. I think they were so convinced that this was going to be an A hit that he assumed everybody had already rotated away. A free kill, but keloqz does well. Gets the man advantage back. A spike plant in a pretty audacious position. Not the greatest spot to try and defend from. And in fact, they're going to have to go that little bit more aggressive with a lockdown in play. This is a troublesome prospect now for the remaining players, but Zyppan's still managing to land the shot. Can he get out before he gets caught?
That's exactly the problem. I don't think he'll be able to get out in just in time. Just narrowly tries to get away. I think they got one player. Yes, they did, and AvovA on the flank will pick up both, regardless of how many were detained.
Yeah, I was a little worried because a Spectre coming through long on the flank, you kind of think, okay, not the most accurate of gun, not the best at range, but AvovA manages to make it work, and well, they seem to thrive in the chaos because there were moments there, like 2 players back towards that art side.
Actually, we'll try and make the spike work out here as well. I think it's been down its way through. That's a lie. No, it's not. It's on the floor. They have managed to stop it, but Navi have got the control that they need here in towards mid as they flood in towards the site. But all behind all this utility, they've got to then find the kills. AvovA gets one. Immediate trade coming in, making this plan work really far back, but it works. They'll have the long angle onto this one. They can afford to sit and play safe, but it's a 2v2.
Oh, this flank is sublime. Completely behind them. It's going to be so easy. Active with mid. I think they've realized that that's one of the spots that has been cleared quite easily with utility. Again though, look at the extremities. 2-man push on either side. They're going to pressure onto Zeek though. And as I said, he has been the main man getting them that information. Of course he is. He's the only initiator they have. So losing him early, that could be hugely detrimental, and pushing into Shao might just be that little bit worse.
And it's also the read on my side that, you know, Zeek has been holding close on this door in the vast majority of these rounds, especially early on, and that was their read. And even with that first kill coming out from Shao, the rest of them say, you know what, it's time to group up, and we keep on going. They're going to try and make a plan work out here as well. It's Wingman all the way to the back again. Run, little guy, get those legs moving as he's straight in for the plant down. Navi once again in a 5v2.
Of course, that's round over. Wingman's planted, that 5v2. An easy couple for Zyppan as well. This man's aim the early rounds, they were blitzed every time they attempted this. Just allowing the execution to come through from Navi has never been a particularly good plan. It started off well. Wingman looking like he's going to get them the plant as well. Even still though, this time Heretics have managed to hold on to some sort of advantage, although SUYGETSU's going to go pushing and grant them back into a 3v3.
Well, for a second they get Zyppan back up, but no, there's 2 kills coming back. It's a 3 versus 2 for the side of Heretics, and by the looks of it, cNed wants no more to do with this. He's getting out of dodge.
Around.
And Shao may even look to do the same. Can he get away with it in time, though, is the question.
They've got the grab wall. They've got the grab wall, so he can definitely slow them enough. It's just whether or not there's expectation on the other side that this could be coming through, and they're already back on that defuse.
Is it enough for them to keep this held down here? Absolutely seems to be the case. They're still challenging them with guns, and AvovA knows that he's going to struggle here. Just being toyed with by cNed for the most part.
Glory Hunter is what you're saying.
Absolutely is what I'm calling it.
Wow,
And it's a great time to use Glory Hunter.
Ooh, a little bit of damage done through. They've taken the space. Navi almost forced immediately to just try and play a retake at this point, so there are going to be the after plants set up.
I don't think they mind because a lot of the utility was invested coming in on the attacking side there. Sure enough, Zyppan will not be slowed down. Finds two before keloqz. Equally another player that will not stop in that first half is carrying on here into the second. A little bit of a wall bang coming into keloqz to shut him down. Two left standing on the side of Heretics. Mixwell finds one. Instant trade out. Good team play by NAVI and pushing forward with numbers.
He doesn't have the greatest spot for this. It's just going to be expectations, but they don't know that he's here, and Shao is still going to trade things out. Yeah, my worry was if they just get on the defuse, there's not actually a lot he could do to stop that, but I think they were expecting him to be more passive towards a nasty surprise. The thing is, though, NAVI have gone for 4 rifles.
Oh, keloqz caught on the way in as well by cNed. Sure enough, they are walking into a little bit of a slaughterhouse, spraying through the smoke, finding no one. Zyppan gets one. cNed into his second of the round before SUYGETSU joins up for the assist, and Boo's the only one left standing. It's going to be an absolute wipeout here for the side of Heretics, who are absolutely map pick. Not all that surprising.
Well.
Yeah. We'll see what happens when we get there first and foremost. But it's one of those that I'm looking at. I'm really thinking of a Pearl. You know, both teams like this map as well. If there was ever going to be a good showing out of Heretics, really it was going to be here. But right now, it's still NAVI. Oh my God. Looking like a game of ranks here. Looks absolutely unreal. I was just completely bowled them down, and Boo has been the last man left standing in a good few of these matchups. It feels like it's not going to change here as well. Down to 30 HP. Oh, nice tap onto cNed. But this round is done.
Yeah, Angel's hunting for that ace. Trying to do it for all us old boys out there. And the rest of the team is sitting back. Nobody looking to try and steal it, trying to help him out. Angel's going to take
the read. Should be coming in now to the two members of NAVI that are offside to get across here, but they've got a nice little crossfire set up on them ready to go. Shao, a little bit too close to the Natus to do any damage as well.
Here.
But need to see a play come in, whether it's keloqz or someone else. Someone's got to make something happen. Otherwise, all you're going to see is these last two members of NAVI rotate back over, and you lose out in that 5v4.
It's almost getting to the point where I wonder if this push is worth it.
But they think yes. Shao. They even know that he's here? I'm guessing no. A couple of trades come in between the two sides as well. I mean, for now at least, Heretics have established some site control, but can't look to get the plant down just yet as the last two members flood back in. Sure, it's a 3 versus 2. keloqz, well, like I said, he has the knives online if he wants them. Don't think he'll pop them out here as well, or can with a rifle at least for this round. Who wins out in this 2v2, Tom?
Well, I have to go
30
NAVI,
seconds
but
left.
we'll see what happens. Zyppan already putting the first nail in the coffin. Left onto Boo. Full HP at least. keloqz did what he could, but this needs a miracle, and the timing couldn't be any. Looking to wait their mate back in, not from the A side.
I felt this is such a critical angle to hold as well and be able to contest as the Omen playing out towards one side, but on site is where it's all going down. Angel and Shao get one back apiece so far, and at this point it's ring around to Smokey. It's two of them going back and forth, and it's AvovA to come out on top, secure and at least out towards Ruins here, Rubble, sorry, and now we'll see what the push comes through like. On site itself, NAVI have that control, it's Boo to fall, and I'm wondering at this point, Heretics are saying it's done and dusted and we're getting out of dodge.
Yeah, I don't know if there's even going to be enough time. It won't matter anyway, because AvovA's landed the shot before they can even get anywhere near
Mixwell.
it. And Mixwell sort of push, but this is pacey from Heretics.
It is, now they've got to try and push their way through the wall, mind you, and it looks like they might well just try and go for it. They haven't been deterred by the harbour wall coming up, and here we go. Utility gets dropped in. keloqz is straight in, but Angel finds him first. Not before Zeek, though. Gets the train back on the other side. Out come the Seekers, too, as Heretics once again flood the site, and NAVI are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, upgrading some of the weaponry as they go, leaving this as a pretty awkward retake. A stack up of utility, one of the controllers already down, and it's going to be a tough way back in unless Zyppan can maybe find something.
Really need to help themselves get something back on side here as well, because again it's going to be a broke round otherwise coming out. Zyppan does get the one, but here comes Zeek and Mixwell finding themselves two, and now it's Shao pushing in with a little bit of help coming out from the recon dart, but that is pretty much all he is going to find. Below half HP, Ops instead.
Very much enjoyable.
Are you suggesting they're biased towards Heretics? Hey, that's the way to push. Now this time around NAVI are here to meet, and the problem is they're largely down on guns. Only Shao has a rifle to be able to contest onto this one, so really Heretics should be able to blitz their way through. They find themselves one, looking into a second, but Shao's there first, so he gets into another, and finally Shao does fall. Rifle now in Angel's hands, and can he turn anything around? He finds one for himself, but that looks to be all that she wrote. Boo, we worry about.
I think they've got to respect it. cNed waiting around that little bit longer just to try and catch them. It doesn't really matter that he gets detained, he escapes, that's the main thing. Now the lurking Zeek in mid has been taken out, finally having a man advantage, but with the Viper's Pit now being expended as well, they are using everything on the Heretics side.
Understandably so, because again, NAVI have invested so much in trying to win this round at the back of the timeout. Heretics do not want to give them an inch of room to breathe. Now, NAVI have found themselves a couple of kills back here and may still be in with a chance, but can they play around these ults effectively? It's a 3v2, but Boo on the flank has got 2. That's the kind of shutdown you're looking for.
The thing is, they're going to be so low. Already just spammed out by Boo. And as the pit drops by Mixwell, he's going to take their heads clean.
He's sure to loot the dead bodies of the Heretics players. Finally, they will get that first round on the board. Look, it's
to force them back. And for Zyppan especially, he's in a bit of a tough spot, I say that. He comes out on top. The push forward from Shao, however, is not going to deem the same results.
And they managed to force them all the way back in towards spawn here. NAVI, all 4 players now gathering up here towards heaven and trying to force their way. 1 down towards pit, but also 2 on towards short. It looks like they'll get away with neither. Smoking off in towards tree, at least for now, but it's NAVI that have got all the work to do this round.
And the question is, did they really even go for this? They've got to clear AvovA, and that has been impossible. cNed's going to find 1, but the trade is instantaneous. And now he's the only one remaining versus 3. And we've already seen how filthy some of the afterplants will be. Not even needed. keloqz.
In and I'm just like, is this really a C hit, or are they going to turn around at the last second? In fact, no, now far too much has been committed. The space being made once again by keloqz as he just charges in, sliding on forward. And sure, Angel gets 1 back, but every time there is a kill for NAVI, there is a player on Heretics there to take the trade.
And again, Viper's Pit available. Now Seekers might help them out. Actually, never mind.
Oh, dear.
Viper's Pit gone. Spammed out by Shao. A hugely impactful kill. Tiger also going to...
Where cNed now starting to look for his march on forward. Here comes the Hunter's Fury, spots 1, an instant TP out as well, but it might well turn into a second. No, it's just going to miss. But here we go. This is the flank that we were looking for. I think they have absolutely no idea that cNed is here, and he could ruin the round for them. Tries to go for a spray, just about finds his man. Boo's left standing, not going to have enough time to make this one work, as they try and spray through once again. In fact, no, will complete. Now he's got to win the 1 versus 2. But that's another Leo moment there. Shock Dart comes on through. NAVI find their second. Say, a bit of a surprise, but the wall might do just enough. The thing is, they know that they've planted into the full spot so many times. This time doesn't even bother trying to spray through the wall to find his man. Instead, does he dare? Waits for it to go down, finds 2 for himself. Oh my God, may have almost turned his back on its head, but he has no idea where Zeek is coming from. Gonna tap, looking the wrong way. Does he look high? On comes the alarm bot, nothing really coming off the back of that, but that's all the information that he needs to try and turn this on its head. But he's got a bait, and Zeek!
Go quickly in towards the A site, trying to react to that lockdown that was put on the other side. Boo's going to try and hold them in towards tree. 2 players ready and waiting. The flash leaves so many blind, but it's actually a good trade. In fact, Mixwell comes back for 3. That looked like a round where NAVI had them dead to rights, but so much still to do. No utility to play with a Mixwell is going to close things out with
we saw on the defensive side they had no mollies, no real ability to slow down the attackers of Heretics, but on the attacking side, they have things like Shao, as we mentioned earlier on, the ability to do a good bit of work on this Sova. I really want to see them put this comp to good use. They've picked it for this reason. If it's going to shine, it's got to be early in this second half.
Yeah, well, it's got to be early or it won't be at all. They'll be running out of rounds to play with. Zeek only going to be able to find 1, and the problem is with these deep players, they have to clear this. Oh, an interesting peek from cNed. Maybe a little bit over-aggressive. And Boo just gifted a kill. This was looking like a done deal for NAVI. Now, player already on the spike. They're not reacting to this at all. In fact, he's just going to stick it all the way. This is the AvovA special, but it just goes down at the last second. They managed to deny. It was looking like another round where he was just going to defuse in front of the eyes.
A couple more rounds, really. You know, falling apart. They took the time out after 4 rounds to try and stage a recovery. And even that didn't work as they then went on to go and lose the 5th. So Heretics, be mindful of them falling maybe the same way as cNed goes in deep. Who needs keloqz in this case still make these aggressive plays work, because so far NAVI are marching on their way through. A 4v3 with the spike going down as the paranoia comes on through and they're forced to back away.
Yeah, they've taken so much control. This was the 1 foothold that was there for the... Still an incredibly long...
Slow, they're taking so much time to figure out what's going on, despite seeing no utility coming towards them. Nothing to suggest information is there and ready to be collected. But Angel marches on in, finds 1 for himself, seeking to a trade of over there too. And it looked like a bit of a crossfire on towards NAVI, but they're coming away with as many of the kills as they could possibly collect. A 3 versus 2, and now just Boo and Mixwell to push in off the flank. and this could work out. They don't even know they're here, I think.
Yeah, wallbang is all they can really go for. Mixwell's gonna get it.
Down A.
20 seconds now, the pressure back onto NAVI. If they get it into an afterplant, it's a completely different story. They're gonna have to reposition the spike, and in the meantime, we've seen a rotation coming through from the heavens. Boo not with the best gun, but at this range it's possible. However, Mixwell again is gonna need a clutch.
Seen it with that shutdown finally walling into things. Had a really rough first half, and they're out towards spawn side, but I think, like you said, Tom, that Hunter's Fury being online, that's what he's looking towards.
He's still got a full belt of utility. Shock darts as well, and they're looking
Finds
completely
one.
the wrong way.
That's
and
it.
now that's all he needs. Just fall all the way back, throw in that utility. Hunter's Fury. keloqz needs to get this
Is
to
he gonna
half, and well, he's going to manage to dodge it. Now the time is kind of going to be everything. It's going to have to be the sprint back.
No
I
time.
think he's got this one.
No
He's just going
way.
to defuse it in front of him. Using the overdrive here just to try and take that little bit of extra space. The problem is they've been fighting forward, and once again with Mixwell falling, that's some extra space that can be held by NAVI.
Well, as the wall drops down, this is where the chaos really begins too. By the looks of it, though, Heretics are saying, yeah, we'll leave this one. We need these guns. We cannot afford to see this utility broke. This economy broke. We are so close here that we don't mind giving up at least the one round.
Yeah, good response. Angel, well, actually going to go down to the spike, and so will Shao, but look at this push, though. Nobody watching that flank, at least initially. Very fast to get in on the rotation, but it's these entries in. Boo needs to get something that little bit more. It sounds harsh, but he needed to try and slow them down. Successfully, it seems that they now have a man advantage, and Angel goes back for
second, trying to bait out the defuse too. Nothing to come of it, and sure enough, keloqz once again wins out against Shao. They're moving up to 12, and it feels like map 3 is all but upon them. What have you done, Yinsu? What have you done?
Why not? Why not? Again, late rotation back, but look at the read. Defenders are on it. Straight into the site. Mixwell's already there. Of course, he doesn't have a lot to play with. Like, the expectation here is low, but he can buy them a little bit of extra time. Mixwell completely blind in the corner. In fact, they're going to go running into the snake bite, made vulnerable by it. A chance, but just off the time alone, this is starting to get very awkward. Trades back again into a 2 versus 2. Real potential here. And are they really going to go back towards the B site this late in the round? If they were caught for even a second, there was a chance for this to go off the time.
I just can't help but ignore that once again, it's Shao and keloqz stuck in one of these situations. keloqz has had his number every single time. Shao this time round finds him, but it's a 1 versus 1. 2 completely fresh players enter the arena. Who wins it out? It's Boo to close it down. Map 3 to decide which way this series goes. Work their way through tree here, and there is no utility to stop them on their march on through. This could get real messy. It's Angel to start things off, goes aggressive and finds one for himself, trying to dodge away. Almost found Mixwell, but he just about pulls it out, and keloqz stacks up 2, but it's a 3 versus 2 for NAVI, and they still have full heaven control.
I don't know that Mixwell has managed to creep below, but with how much HP he has, it would have to be a pretty decent miracle in taking the first shot. I almost feel like he needed to hold a little bit longer, being spammed through the wall. 1 HP is all that's standing, and cNed is going to pull utility. Will dissipate, but the same can be said from the other side. A little bit of info to be had, and a nice entry onto cNed. It garners them the entirety of the A site.
Absolutely, at least getting one back on that side. It's Angel bringing down Zeek, so that's Sova, the difference maker in some way, being offline too. And keloqz caught in between a rock and a hard place there, gets domed down from below. Site control established, but the numbers of Heretics are dwindling. They're down to just 2 against 4. Zyppan again re-establishing control, getting control of tree, and flooding in towards the site. Do you know about Mixwell? He manages to find one before being traded, and the last one left standing is Boo. Turret now taken offline, has got to find a way to march his way forwards here. Has the right sort of idea, but nothing more to be said for it. So SUYGETSU gets the closing kill. Shao going to get the defuse in, and up
again.
Oh my god.
Again.
A double trip
Oh,
setup
okay,
as well.
it's gone.
Okay.
It's gone.
Cleared out there thanks to the knife, but now they're on the march on through, playing nice and slow as Zeek finds SUYGETSU on the march on through. Elsewhere, there's still a battle going down, but the real action is taking place here on side. cNed gets the collapse. We saw a couple of those last week. It's 3 quick kills for NAVI and a total wipeout as Zeek is left with all but 1 point of HP. Shao gets the shutdown. NAVI up 7-0.
He's just going to get rid.
Glad to see we're trying something a little bit different, but I can't ignore that a lot of their focus does appear to be off towards B, where we have once again the Cypher traps being set up.
I think they obliterated them.
Yeah,
though.
they just nuked them out.
It's
I mean,
actually...
you said use abilities to clear them out. That's kind of going a little bit beyond.
Honestly, I'm okay with it. Like, with the amount of impact that SUYGETSU's managed to have. The problem, though, is, again, they get the man advantage early, and already it goes back the other way. Now, this time around, as said, there is no utility other than a singular cam available for SUYGETSU. But he has support coming through. Nice shock to at least do a little bit of extra damage. I'm more so looking at that paranoia
Timing.
and this flank coming in.
Oh, I mean, Zyppan was in a spot to be able to capitalize, but no, it's Angel to start. Chasing up the backside, the spike's going to go down here as well. Is he ready and waiting? Yes, he is.
Of Heretics, and they're just running it down. Go for it. Pick up the pace. Try and put pressure in. There's a trip. He's gone over it, but it doesn't even matter. Shao's picked him out of the sky. Boo, however, has done well, though. He's made this one competitive. It's awkward for Shao, but he's still standing. Who's surprised?
They're like, this is such a good read, and cNed's going to pick him off a fun here. Pops the ult out as well.
Shao died.
Absolutely disgusting. Oh no, Shao went down. How will they ever recover?
Hunting him down. Taking some damage from the fragment, but he's still surviving in these backlines. They have not cleared him.
They have no clue. As soon as the smoke goes down, it's going to be hell to pay. Sure enough, in fact, no, you even got to get involved because on top is where the death comes from. And now SUYGETSU can strike. Finds one for himself. Pinged up on the other side of Gen here. And AvovA, he knows that his days are numbered if he's not too careful. Has a little bit of support coming in from Zeek. Down to a 2v2. Shao will not be stopped. And no.
What?
No.
He actually stuck it? There's no way he sticks that, and it gets away with it as well. Okay, it's only going to be the 1-for-1, but that's mind-blowing. The AvovA actually got away with anything there. The thing is, they've used themselves the Nightfall on the other side, denying them sound
30
HP
seconds
for the
left.
moment, but they have found a fairly empty A site.
I think NAVI aren't 100% sure where this hit is coming in, but they'll be aware very, very soon. Zyppan will be the first one to make the call, I imagine. Looks down towards Garden, an easy tap onto the head of Zeek. But now he's got to choose his rotation angle. Does he push down towards Tree or double back in towards Heaven? Has to decide faster, so the spike is now down. They know he's here, surely.
They're all going to pressure.
No.
It's a brawl out on short.
No.
The battle for Tree is actually the main contest,
Oh,
and
Shao.
Shao is wiping them out. It's left Mixwell completely blinded. And what was one round? Unfortunately, right now, he is going to miss. Again, pressure put in, and a good start from Zeek. Operator down. Now, this was a weaker buy from them, so getting that extra gun is huge.
Hunter's Fury online. Zeek collecting that ult up here may yet be a way to give them at least something in this final round, but my God, do they need it. 2 pistols on side, a couple of Guardians and a rifle. It's not a lot to go on.
Flash.
A little bit of utility being expended. It seems like NAVI have the right read here. 3 players, although facing into Boo. And now they all look to try and build up. Zyppan is going to grant them only 1 player caught. The other 2 managed to fall back just in time. So this might sell a bit of a fake read.
Oh, man. Close angle here, could be everything. Finds one, swings in for the second, but Shao doesn't find his man. Straight away, Boo wants out of dodge, backing away. As on site, no way have they thrown it away here. NAVI coming out big. Just kind of goes straight via Tree in towards A. In fact, we saw this in an early round coming out of Heretics. Not forgetting that Heretics have the guns here. They can still hold on despite being a man down.
Oh, it's
I
still
say
starting
that.
to get a little bit shaky.
Sheriff's man.
Yeah, Sheriff's looking
Sheriffs.
just too clean. Zeek. Oh, he's going to go down as well. It just goes from bad to worse. Just call this one a day. There's no... Like, genuinely, like, in terms of the finances, it's not going to be that different no matter what he does, but that is a bleak reality. 12...
Spending to keep themselves competitive in that second round, and now everything's kind of gone against them. Here comes this push in as well. Natus swarm down to at least separate the 2 teams temporarily, but Boo should be absolutely on toast, and he is. cNed brings him down, only 3 left standing here for the side of Heretics, or it's a 2-1 defeat, and their season continues looking bad.
They know at least where a couple of these players are. Mixwell trying to sell somewhat of a dream, but he goes down, left all onto Zeek, and it is an easy cleanup from SUYGETSU.